So just when you think things cannot get any more marketed to children, here we have Shay Mitchell, who has now come out with an actual skincare line dedicated to just children.
What is Rini?
Rini is 어린이 in Korean, which means children. So when we first started thinking about Rini, we started looking at how can we make better products that actually parents could trust but kids want to try.
Now, I want to talk about this because I remember covering, there was that whole thing with the drunk elephant fiasco with like under 10s and tweens, everyone in between was absolutely obsessed with Drunk Elephant. And pretty much most of their products, right, even Drunk Elephant came out of a little thing to say that there's very, like, literally a couple of things that they would recommend for anyone under the age of whatever to use, okay? But there was a massive, great big craze with Drunk Elephant. And I think primarily it's to do with the packaging. It looks like it is for kids. We had that whole issue with kids running into Sephora and using all the testers and going absolutely mad with it, leaving a trail of destruction, kids throwing tantrums in the aisle, all because they want some Drunk Elephant. Not just Drunk Elephant, there's quite a lot of different brands out there. Say they don't market to children, say that their products are not for children.
10-year-old Sephora kid as my sister. So I thought it'd be really funny to show you guys her beauty product collection and rate everything she has, mostly skincare. Let's get right into it. Starting off with the classic 10-year-old brand has these products from Drunk Elephant. What is a 10-year-old Sephora girl's rating on this?
7 out of 10. Feels like your face is like drinking water. It feels hydrating, but it's not the best.
The polypeptide cream.
9 out of 10. It's a super like gentle moisturizer.
Everyone loves this packaging. Matcha, the dewy skin cream, probably like $60 for this little packaging. Matcha is expensive.
5 out of 10. I have other moisturizers that are better. And
The brand that the 10-year-old Sephora kids love is Florence by Mills.
0 out of 10. Made my skin burn.
Last skincare product, and then we're getting into makeup and hair care.
0 out of 10. I made dots on my face.
You can't tell me that this does not look appealing to kids. Of course, you then have parents who are letting their kids use these products. They're then like uploading all of these different, wear my Drunk Elephant things with me when none of that is supposed to go on their faces. But I'm always going to be a firm believer on the fact that all a child needs is water and SPF. Right, water and SPF, that's all you need, right? Because I always see, and it is true, that you have like the best skin when you're that young. Why the hell are you wanting to put all these different harsh chemicals on it? It ain't making no sense.
7, 8, 9-year-olds asking for things like Drunk Elephant and Bioma with their colourful formulations and bottles. But we have to be really careful. This can be very dangerous. Are we letting our kids and tweens damage their skin? Actually, probably yes. There is so much teen and youngster skincare out there that's colourfully bottled, playfully marketed. When you are really young, you don't need a lot of this kind of skincare. It's only when the skin changes, when you're a teenager, that you may need to have a skincare regime. We are seeing children who are damaging their skin barrier, creating burns.
So Shay Mitchell, who you might have known her from like Pretty Little Liars, she has that base thing majiggy, and I can't fully remember what it actually is. But oh no, because Shay Mitchell has now come out with a brand new, says consciously crafted in Korea just for kids. It's a skincare line just for kids, and the imagery is as dystopian as you would imagine. Now, what I can imagine that they've done is they've gone, right, there's the makeup and skincare, it's such an overcrowded market. What is the one thing we can do that a lot of people are not outwardly doing at the minute? Where's a gap in the market? And they thought kids. And these aren't just teens, 3, 4, 5, 6-year-olds who they're now marketing these products to.
They are always wanting to do the things that mommy's doing. And then, Atlas one day was kind of like, wait, where's mine? And I tried to find her a sheet mask online, and the ingredients in these masks are crazy. They're actually shouldn't be used for kids at all. And then the same was true for all of the makeup. I'm looking at now all of the things that we eliminated from Rini products. Yeah. And it kind of makes us look at our own makeup and we're like, oh.
Brand Rini's committing to only use mineral-based mica. You will never find plastic glitter in our products.
We have a lot coming out.
Yeah, and then the healing ointment.
Yes.
The foaming body wash, then the daily barrier cream.
And it remains to be one of the best parts is whenever we get something coming in from Korea and we get to test it ourselves. Not questioning the products that they're putting on their bodies and their faces is just a lot more comforting. If you don't need the added chemicals, then why have them in?
She says, so excited that I can finally talk about Rinny. This has been 3 years in the making, inspired by my girls, their curiosity and all the little moments that made me realise how early it starts. From birthday parties and face paint to wanting to do what mummy does with her face masks, it was only a matter of time. Rinny isn't about beauty, it's about self-care, about teaching our kids that taking care of themselves can be fun, gentle and safe. Our first product, the Aloe Vera Recovery Mask, actually came from a spring break moment in Mexico when one of the girls got too much sun and needed some extra TLC. Wanted something that worked but was still clean enough for my kids, and now it's finally here. Kids are naturally curious, and instead of ignoring that, we can embrace it. With safe, gentle products parents can trust and sweet moments that bring us closer. It's just one of those things where you can get aloe vera after sun treatment from your local shop, your local drugstore. Yeah, you can get that, or you can get the after sun hydrogel facial mask. One mask, let me just say, is, I don't know why they're saying pounds, because I don't think they actually ship over here, but it says basically £6 for one. Okay, for one singular hydrogel facial mask with aloe vera. Can I just reiterate as well, is that yes, accidents happen, but the fact that they're actually creating something specifically for like the aftercare is implying that you're not putting enough SPF on your kid, or you're not putting them in appropriate things. You're not keeping them out of the sun if you're having to literally create a mask. Like, yeah, I know obviously accidents happen, but could we not just prevent it at the very beginning? Also the fact that they have an everyday facial mask sheet. And one of their main things that they keep on banging on about is like, oh, you know, they're wanting to do something fun. You want it to be safe. Da 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 da. Why is it titled Everyday then? Every day is implying that you're trying to get them into some sort of a skincare routine. And call me old, whatever, I do not think of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think toddlers, right, need an everyday skin routine. Okay, water and SPF, what is going on? Creating solutions to problems that don't even exist in the very first place, right? That's what you're doing. You're trying to capitalize off of something that shouldn't even be an issue and isn't an issue for any toddler.
Very proud with the ingredients in our products. We are committed to being dermatologist tested, hypoallergenic, vegan, cruelty-free, talc-free, red dye 43, nut-free, dairy-free, and we are free of in all our play products.
Yeah, it kind of makes us look at our own makeup and we're like, ooh.
You can get the animal bundle for £13 because of course they've created animal face masks and jelly bundles, the introductory bundle. You think it will just end here, but they very clearly said that this is just the start. And when I was reading up in an Ellie article that they were doing, they said that yes, this is just the introduction. Very first step, that's really important, taking care of your skin first, so masks felt like the right product to launch with. Next comes the play stuff, but we want to make sure we're moisturizing before we get into the other things. I think this is going beyond just like, hey, I want my child to have fun with something that they see me using. This is going into actually trying to set them up to have a skincare routine. And kids do not need this. This is just plain point blank marketing to kids. This is all this is. You know that kids are going to be begging their parents to get them into this, and they don't need it. The amount of dermatologists that I've seen all over TikTok who are also echoing these thoughts, who are saying this is not needed whatsoever. It may sound really, really, really extreme, but if you're starting off with this and you're then like, hey, yeah, we're now going to introduce some more things to play with, it's like, what are we talking about? They were then talking about wanting to do like an everyday like stuff to put on your face, and the kids do not need it, but they know that if they market to kids, they're going to be getting a lot of money for it. And I just think that the ads and the stuff that's coming up is so dystopian. And not to mention as well is that most of the pictures that I've seen, bar one, I think they do actually use Shay's kids, but pretty much girls. Like, I've seen one picture where they've chucked in a boy, but it's pretty much marketed to girls, you know, which is, once again, you can then talk about the whole insecurity thing when you're getting kids too involved with their own looks from a toddler age. Fair enough. Like, I think if you're nearing teens, you're gonna wanna try some of this stuff, and I think, yeah, all right, I can then see that actually that would be quite a fun thing for them to do. I was definitely I would have like sleepovers with my friends, and my mum would always like make these masks and you put cucumber on your eyes and all of that. I don't see an issue with that, but when you're literally using 3, 4-year-olds to market an everyday sheet mask, I think you've something has gone wrong.
It's so very rare that I'm ever shocked or kind of disgusted by launches in skincare in this industry as long as I have, and yet here we are. Guys, and if you look below, this is Shay Mitchell's new brand called Rini. You don't need to feed into even more consumerism than there already is on this earth. Kids do not need to be marketed to for beauty standards in any given way, regardless of whether or not they're asking you as the parent to do it. No.
Yes, they are harping on this whole, we just want it to be fun. We all just want it to be fun. They're saying it's about making it fun. Are we using it for firming and tightening? Absolutely not. Those aren't the words we use around kids, Mitchell chimes in. The result? A green aloe-infused mask enriched with vitamin E to help calm post-sun or wind chapped skin. Each hydrogel mask comes in 2 halves, allowing for full face or targeted treatment. Like I've already said, we have these products already readily available for kids to use, which you can literally pick up at the shop, right? Different creams, which yes, you can use on children sparingly. You can use them, all right? Like aloe. Yeah, that's been around for absolutely ages. They're also hinting at the fact that, their kids aren't Sephora kids just yet, but the mother's overflowing vanities certainly keep their daughters curious. To keep them entertained, Mitchell sometimes lets her girls apply vitamin E to their brows or lips for extra nourishment. The ingredients gentle, all ages appeal is what shows up in Rini's third product, the Everyday Face Sheet Mask. Like the adult version of a wind-down hydration mask after a long day, the Everyday Mask is a kid-friendly counterpart. But this is the point, like, why the hell are we needing the kids to wear an everyday wind down? Like, there's just no benefit from it. There is no purpose for them other than them seeing a gap in the market and then going, yeah, kids. Because not many people will outwardly say, hey, yeah, we're now selling skincare to kids. It's like a gateway into the other stuff that they're then going to be selling. They've already said they're then going to come up with things that you can play with. I think that if you're, having to sit in front of a mirror and look at yourself and worry about doing bloody sheet masks and an everyday thingy routine, I do honestly think that is going to breed insecurities and self-confidence issues within young children. That's just something that I feel. And I'm lucky that I didn't grow up in the era where this kind of stuff is praised. This kind of stuff is perfectly fine. As a one-off, do I see an issue with a young child wearing a sheet mask? No, but not when you're labeling it as everyday. Almost like a necessity. I feel like those are not everyday sheet mask, and a 3-year-old should not be in the same bracket whatsoever. In this case, them coming out with sheet mask, as I've already said, is just the very first stepping stone. They're then wanting to introduce more playthings, which I can only assume is going to be more skincare, verging on makeup. I can imagine them doing that. And once again, is that necessary? No. She is saying that, yeah, she got this idea because they couldn't get some like stage makeup off of one of their kids because it wasn't really meant to be for their faces. So now they're wanting to create their own. I feel in this instance it's a lot more of just creating a problem and then creating a product for that problem that a lot of kids do not have. Maybe this is just because I haven't seen many companies outwardly create things like this for children, but it does feel dystopian, and it does just kind of feel like you get kids into this, you're going, yeah, you can use this, and this. It's a slippery slope to then getting into everything else that is not good for their skin.
This new skincare brand that is meant for children really makes me mad as a dermatologist.
Comments read, I struggle to find the right words to articulate how disappointing and dystopian this is. Yikes, maybe read the room. People are losing healthcare and food benefits. Maybe not the best time to sell skincare for toddlers. This feels beyond grim. There wasn't one person who thought this was insane, not even one. What the F? How the F are we supposed to raise our girls differently when you're selling 3-year-olds a face mask? Girl, did not one of your friends tell you not to do this? Kind of, and echoing off of that to give a devil's advocate, I think Shay Mitchell is obviously going to be within, you know, a level in society where they don't see anything the matter with kids wearing skincare and kids doing this and that. Just devil's advocate is just kind of what I'm thinking. Like, obviously, as they see their mummy and they see, you know, the grown-ups around them looking very glamorous, or, you know, doing their makeup, or having makeup artists come in and do their glam, if they see that, they're going to want to emulate it. But that's not the case for a lot, if not pretty much most of the kids, right? That's just not the case. Just feel like in this case, just please just like let kids be kids, because if another child sees that they're using this product and they're going to want the product and it's just not necessary, it just screams like they're not really thinking about children's best interests. They're just thinking about the amount of money that they can make off of creating insecurities from children. The day, a toddler does not need to sit in front of a mirror applying a sheet mask or applying whatever the hell they're going to be doing. They don't need to do that. They don't even need to be concerned about that. Do you know what I mean? Because they don't need it. Creating solutions to problems that don't even exist in the very first place. That's just my own opinion. That's pretty much all I had to say on this topic, because I've had a few people tag me in some of the videos. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. I would love to hear everyone else's thoughts and feelings. Are you a fan of it? Do you just think this was a huge cash grab? Do you think this is genius marketing? Do you think it serves a purpose? I would love to hear everyone's thoughts and feelings. Have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I will catch up with you guys in the next video.